This is one of the videos I'm maybe not supposed to make, but I'm gonna come clean about my 1-star reviews because there's education here. So if you're a bit of a sadist, stick around because this is kind of nasty. My reviews for a couple years were trash, right? I've got a folder saved full of them back when Airbnb was easier to like peel on mobile for hosts. Thousands of 1-star reviews. And I want to make this educational because I have learned a ton since coming back in and running the business in light of this trash run of reviews. One of my accounts had gone as low as 4.16. Even that account with the like old listings that we have there that are just crutching along, even that account is nailing 5-star and 4-star reviews now, right? Same listings. And I want to talk about the change. This video is about why guests leave 1-star reviews. So that way you can prevent them. Because even with trash listings, 1-stars are absolutely preventable. My name's Sean Rakic and I'm a super host now with guest favorite properties. I've got multiple new listings with perfect track records, top of the algorithm. So I can tell you what it takes to be the worst and what it takes to be the best. And some of this stuff, man, it's not gonna blow your mind. It's gonna make so much sense and you're gonna go, oh my God, how did I not really think like this? This will change the way that you treat guests and your listings. So stick around to the end. Welcome back, Airbnb family. How's your day, guys? Good morning. If you get this by the morning, I'm gonna try to get this edited quick. Yeah, I'm scruffy because I'm taking this 100-foot roll of 20-foot canvas to Scottsdale to work on a mansion, custom paint some stuff, because there's this hyper awesome $22,000 per month mansion, that's the cost of the rent, that I need to make sure it keeps up with the rest of these other properties. And it's just a little thin on personality. So I'm gonna try to personally change it and make a video out of that. So stick around for that video. That'll be a winner. If you're a host, let's talk in the comments. It's good to have you guys here. If you're not a host and you're watching just to see us fail, be nice, okay? Getting 1-star reviews suck so bad, but sometimes they're inevitable, sometimes on the very rare occasion, but I've learned exactly how rare that is. And I will tell you, there are things that will instantly win you 1-stars. And there are things that you can do where the guest would feel like murderous if they left you less than a 3, okay? There's a lot of psychology in this. So get ready to maybe take some quick notes. The first one comes with an accusation in this industry, which is that we've over-automated nearly everything. Let me show you a response in Guesty. In one of my companies, we've got a bunch of houses and we use automated messages for reviews, which is not typically what I would do, but my business partner wanted to. And this is a response that we got, which is the person's like, hey, I'm gonna respond to your request for a 5-star review. And this is just scratching the surface of one major problem, which is that guests expect to have a real human, like to have a host. That's one of the things about Airbnb is there's the human element and there's the novelty of it. So there are 2 times that you should be human always, okay? This is the first thing I want you to write down. You should absolutely not abandon day of check-in and you should not automate asking for the review. And I'm gonna give you a solve for that because there is a way to kind of like pseudo-automate the review thing, but technically still crush it. So first big tip for day of check-in, I've got what I call a dead man switch, all right? If no one is available to respond to a guest within 10 minutes on day of check-in, my Guesty account gives someone my cell phone number in 10 minutes. During their stay, the same automation happens, but only if we don't respond in 30, okay? We have a dead man switch because hospitality is king. And that's how I have perfect 5-star reviews on the same apartments that were getting floods of 1-star reviews where their listings were like 4.2, 3.9, and now they're perfect 5 stars. And communication and availability for check-in has been the primary cause of the bad reviews that I got. So now, if you want to automate 5-star reviews, okay? Let me grab my coffee. Spider-Man. All right, so this comes from my sales experience. I actually designed this based on little things I used to do to sell people newspaper subscriptions, okay? We need to hyper customize every conversation, which means we're going to map conversations that don't feel repetitive. When you sell someone something and they know that you've said the same exact thing 1,000 times, there's no magic there and they don't buy. But if you can make the conversation feel new, like it's like, we just entered a new space in this conversation. I've never said this to anybody before without actually saying that. If it could feel that way, it's very magical and guests buy stuff. So how do we do this in our reviews? What I like to do is I like to give recommendations in my automated messages. So near here, there's like La La Land, there's Village Baking Co. There is Street's Fine Chicken. There is a Merit Coffee that's semi-new up the way. There's AIRBNB Steakhouse, okay? Take your pick of the couple things you'd like to recommend. And also there's access points to the Katy Trail here in Dallas. In an automated message, I'll say, hey, while you're here, you know, at the property, I really like the pretzel croissants at Village Baking Co. It's like 3 blocks away. You have to try those. You'll never see something like that, like for years, probably. And if you like this kind of scene or that kind of scene, I recommend blank or blank. Then I automate after checkout, like 3 days after checkout, I'll say, thank you again so much for staying with us. Super curious. Did you ever get a chance to get that pretzel croissant at Village Baking Co? What did you think? That is a hook for a response. Okay, the person would not read your automated message and respond anyway. Like, hey guys, just so you know, Airbnb cares so much about 5-star reviews. Could you please leave us one? They're gonna be like, oh, this is an automated message. Disregard, low priority. But that question, hey, did you get a chance to check out the place I told you about? They'll respond like, yeah, I totally did, or no, I didn't. The person that doesn't respond was dead in the water anyway. They're not going to respond to your genuine question. They're not going to respond to give you a 5-star review, right? Run that logic tree out. You're smart enough to know this. So now, whether they say, yes, I did, or no, I didn't, it's then your job to have a closure conversation. Maybe just a few sentences, just a little chit chat. So that way it's a real one-on-one conversation. And then, boom, you can say, hey, before I let you go, quick reminder, Airbnb is on us so hard about 5-star reviews. And it would mean the world if we've earned one. If you think we've earned one, we'd love to see that reflected in our reviews later. If you could do that for us, right? And that ask is suddenly a real ask instead of an automated one. Take that to the bank, my friends. Meet the bus. There's one more thing in the reviews, which is the cleanliness part. And I have to tell you, that's a longer story. And it required me to redo the way that we do inspections. I had to create a highly leveraged supervisory type of system that allows my team to do in-person inspections while not being in person. And I only teach that in Cracking Superhost, but as you can see, perfect 5-star reviews where cleanliness was one of the things that haunted us. Another thing I can give you for free though is you should restock into redundancy and have like on-site cleaning supplies, even an extra spare TV that you can mount. If you have like 20 properties, have a spare TV ready to go. This type of redundancy and readiness means that your housekeepers won't get lazy because they don't have the supplies. Even if you pay them like too much by the job, you should always have backups, because when housekeepers are underprepared, they don't communicate, they just do the best with what they can, and not having enough supplies means that they won't do good enough. But if you wanna know how I do remote inspections at the highest level of quality so housekeepers stop screwing around, talk to my team. Most of my new students are hosts, tenured hosts who are looking to solve their greatest problems. I don't just teach how to start Airbnb, as you can tell in this video. So talk to my team if you want real coaching to improve your reviews, your ADR, your occupancy, to expand. Cracking Superhost is the place for you. And for the next 10 students that join, we are going to give 1 extra year of mentorship with me for free. So you get 1 whole year of one-on-one coaching with me added on for free. Thanks for being here to the end of the video. I'm gonna get this bus ready to go west for 2 months. I will see you guys on the other side.